by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Bring them down. 1, 2, colors. Ready. Up. Forward. March.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you to the Marysville NJROTC.
Fair enough.
It's my honor here to open up the meeting with a few introductions of our elected officials. And so, if you will, please join me as we introduce some of our elected officials. In the audience today, we have Mayor John Naring. Steve Muller is Marysville City Council. Tom King, also of Marysville City Council. Tulalip tribe members, we have Mel Sheldon. I saw him. There he is as well. And then, of course, the Snohomish County elected officials, we have Snohomish County Council member Nate Nearing and Snohomish County PUD Sid Logan. Please join me in welcoming them and thanking them for their service. Appropriately, this is November, and we just recently celebrated our Veterans Day. So I would like to ask if there are any veterans in the audience to please stand so we can welcome and thank you as well for your service. Again, thank you for your service. The Chamber Board members, we have a few of them here today. Greg Canahan, Ken Kettler, of course, from Tulalip Resort Casino. Pedro Gonzalez, Vance Titus, I saw him there. And then also Commander Matthew Loverink, who will also be here up on stage in a little while as well too. So please join me in thanking them for serving on the board as well too. I'm getting a little sentimental because this is my last breakfast before hours this year. And so, again, I just want to say at the offset, thank you for allowing me to chair and also serve in this capacity as well too. Today's meeting sponsor is Reality One Group Orca and Todd Fallman presenting. Of course, I catch him with the mouth, right? So please join me in welcoming him to the stage. Good
morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Great. Excellent. Thanks for coming out, and welcome fellow members, guests, leaders in our community, and fellow veterans as well. Thank you for being here. It's a wonderful day. I'd like to begin by introducing my wife, Rochelle. She's other owner, Realty One Group Orca. Thank you. If it really wasn't for her, none of this would really happen, actually. So I'm very grateful and honored to be in partnership in life as well as in business. Thank you. Second person I'd like to introduce is over here to my left, would be your right. That's Juanita. That's our mascot. Juanita is the Orca that goes with our DBA, Realty One Group Orca. And that really is significant for a number of reasons. I selected Orca as our DBA because, one, it's our state mammal, and second, it represents a lot of what we stand for. Being that our mission, vision, value statement is be you with us in family, community, and in business. And an Orca represents all three of those. So we're going to begin here on this next slide. On this next slide, we'll begin. Be you with us. So what that means with us here in the city and representing buyers and sellers in real estate is whether or not you are looking at residential real estate for buying and selling, be you. If it is a job relocation, you're moving in and out of state, that's who you are. If you're in a vacant land and you're looking for manufactured homes, be you with us. If you're looking for that brand new starter home and you know someone who's into that starter home, or you're wanting to move up into that dream luxury home, be you with us. If you're into rental investments, 1031 exchanges, we can help you at Realty One Group Orca. Be you with us. If you are commercial, looking for business opportunities, land development, new construction, property management, lease to own, be you with us. We offer great VA and hometown hero specials at Realty One Group Orca. So no matter whatever phase you're in, looking to downsize, upsize, invest, new construction, land development, we want to be able to work with you and invite you to work with us. In family, be you with us in family. What this represents is loyalty, understanding, commonality, appreciation, protection, and training. Our real estate brokers at Realty One Group Orca are going to help fulfill this obligation and our values to you as our next great customer by providing you with that loyalty and confidentiality and representing you in a huge transaction. You may only do 3 or 4 a year. Understanding what your wants, needs, and desires are. We have something in common. And then really appreciate and value your business and protect that valuable asset along the way. And we are fully trained from the beginning to the end. In community, Realty One Group Orca is committed to our community by volunteering at Marysville Food Bank, involved with Rotary out in the community. In community, at the Tulalip Chamber, Marysville Tulalip Chamber of Commerce, as emissaries, as greeters. We want to be able to give back into this community. This really follows a give where you live mindset. Rewriting monthly columns for the Marysville Globe. There, that bottom picture at the Marysville School District, every year we've been, for the last 3 years, we've been involved with the Opportunity Expo. This is where juniors and seniors from local high schools come into the Everett Community College Gymnasium and look at career opportunities. There was a squad of young people that were walking around in their fancy classes. I go, hey, can I join your squad? And they said yes, so we lined up against the wall and took that funny picture. But just being involved at Marysville Parks, Recs, and Culture, we will sponsor events throughout the year to engage with the community in special and unique ways. And then volunteering at the Salvation Army as well. We value who you are, being who you are. We value family, we value community. But we can't leave this last bit out in business. Realty One Group is a franchise started in 1985, and now we have grown over to 220 offices. There are an additional 20 offices that are now pending throughout the United States. We're in 37 states. We have 4 offices in Canada, and you can see the volume and the number of transactions that we do. That is because we are following along with the mission, vision, value statement of our corporate partners. And as an affiliate, this is a perfect fit for us to introduce to you, to reintroduce to you, Realty One Group into Marysville and the greater surrounding areas. We have wonderful compensation plans for our real estate brokers, which allows them to reinvest into their families or reinvest into their business to provide greater marketing. We offer state-of-the-art training with a learning management system, unparalleled branding and marketing, and awesome culture and super technology. I want to wrap this up by always saying that it is a great day in real estate, and it's an honor and a privilege to be here and to serve you and serve this community. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Todd. As you can see, sponsoring these events actually provides you a great opportunity to get an idea of who's in the community and what businesses are available to help you. So once again, Todd and Rochelle, thank you very much for sponsoring today. If anyone is interested in sponsoring a Business Before Hours event in 2020, please speak with Ann about the different programs that you can reserve. In all honesty, these do fill up fast, and as you know, there are only 12 of them, 12 opportunities to actually do these, 11 opportunities now that I think about it, 11 opportunities to do this. So consider this opportunity for the year 2020. It's my honor now to also welcome Lance Curry of Edward Jones Financial to start us on the table networking.
Tom, we're going to miss you, but I understand some shoes are going to be replacing yours somehow. It's going to work. We're going to figure it out. But man, you know what? Also, I just want to say real quick, it's such an honor to be at an event here where we have the flag presented and a chance to stand and honor that idea and the concept of the flag together. And just really makes me very emotional. So this is a great way to start the day. And also, too, you know, I talk to clients about the news. I get questions about different things that are going on around the world or politics and things like that. And I just say, God bless the news. You know, they got to make money. They got to keep you watching somehow, you know, and sometimes it gets pretty exciting, even though it might not be quite that exciting. But, you know, if all that fervor makes you think that we don't have hope in America, well, just look around the military a little bit. Look at some of these kids coming through this program, and well, it just warms you right up. Just steers you right back in the right direction. Okay, so welcome here this morning. We're going to begin the 5-minute table networking. So now is the time for you to get to know people at your table. Probably already know them. For this purpose, we have a table networking portion for each meeting. Can everyone please pull out their business cards and flyers? Starting with the person closest to the stage. Please give a 60-second commercial about your business and pass your business cards around the table. And laugh. And when you hear the bell, it's time for the next person. Go!
I mean, the idea is to listen to everybody else.
All right then, if I can have your attention. Hopefully you all had a productive networking opportunity there. I'd like to introduce our speaker for this morning. Commander Matthew Loverink is a native of Minnesota and a graduate of the University of Minnesota with a Bachelor of Science in Biology. Operationally, he has served in numerous helicopter squadrons flying the Sea King and the Nighthawk. He has made several extended deployments in support of operations Enduring Freedom, Iraqi Freedom, New Dawn, Inherent Resolve, and Odyssey Lightning. Loverink graduated from the Naval Postgraduate School and the U.S. Naval War College and currently serves as Executive Officer of Naval Station Everett. And he is also, as mentioned earlier, he's on our Chamber Board of Directors. Please join me in welcoming him to the stage, Commander Matthew Loverink.
Hearing my slides will rotate, so I don't need to move out. But good morning. They're really bright lights. I can hardly see anybody. I am not nervous, so I don't need them, but I'll leave them on. It's actually quite an honor to be here. I remember when I enlisted in 1994. It doesn't seem like it should be 25 years ago that happened, but I remember running into 05 thinking, oh my gosh, that's an 05. Now I'm a commander, and I realize I'm not that cool nor that special, and I don't know what I was thinking back then. But I say that to say that it is an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here with the civic leaders and you all as the business leaders in this area. A quarter century ago, Naval Station Everett was commissioned into service as the Navy's newest naval station. It was conceived in the 1980s, and the construction commenced in the 1990s. But the United States was a pretty different place back then, as you all well know. As a result of President Reagan's dispersal plans for military forces, Naval Station Everett provided a much-needed deep draft port on the West Coast. With the fall of the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War in the early 1990s, the United States found its role in the world as the remaining superpower and a global hegemon. For a full quarter century, we possessed the most powerful economy and military the world had ever seen. However, change is the only constant in life. We now find ourselves running into an area of increased global competition, and our country is at odds with nations that use disinformation, nationalism, and military threat as tools of statecraft. 100 years ago, we saw the end of the First World War, then known as the Great War, or the War to End All Wars. As we all know, sadly, and it is not true. And in the punishing terms of the Versailles Treaty, the Allied powers laid the foundation for the Second World War, the most destructive event in recorded human history. Now we're seeing the echoes of history and current events, the rise of authoritarian leaders and governments who sow fear, ignore international law, and choose coercion vice cooperation. We see leaders use national victimization as call to arms, a demand to restore past greatness at the expense of the international community. Now we approach a precipice. At some point, a nation will say no more or hear no farther. Who is that nation remains to be seen. But make no mistake, the danger exists. Right now around the world, the kindling that could start a great conflagration is laid. Whether it's in the South China Sea, Kashmir, or Ukraine, a single match could ignite the world into violence. Your Navy stands ready for that eventuality. Right now, ships are deployed throughout the world, not only to demonstrate American resolve, but to be ambassadors, partners, and leaders amongst the community of nations. More broadly, the Navy continues to work to increase and enhance our combat capabilities through all elements of modern warfare, including cyber warfare, advanced electronic warfare, and broadening and expanding our existing missile defense capabilities. Modern weapon systems and advanced ships, submarines, and aircraft are being developed and will deploy to ensure a competitive advantage in combat capability. The Navy has committed a long-term goal of 355 ships, a 20% increase in the size of the Navy, and an exponential increase in its combat capability. These are all necessary to maintain a superior force capable of defeating aggression should it arise. A ready, lethal, and agile force able to deter larger military conflicts, bolster our allies and partners, and preserve peace in the long term is the foundation for success and the core of our national defense strategy. While those ships are technological marvels, capable of everything from high seas interdiction, amphibious assaults, long-range strikes, and even intercepting ballistic missiles in space, the true strength of our Navy rests in the men and women who serve. The old adage, wooden ship, iron crew, is just as true today as it was centuries ago when it was coined. Our sailors are the gatekeepers, the guardians, those willing to give their utmost devotion and the greatest gifts to, and willingness to lay down their lives in defense of our nation. Without them, the Navy is a collection of advanced equipment with the utility of a paperweight. Naval Station Everett's role, our role, is critical. We are a safe space, a place of refuge amidst the turbulent world, a place where both ship and sailor can recover from the rigors of life at sea, a place where sailors reconnect and re-energize those family relationships so critical to our emotional health, a place where someone can stand and watch, where sailors repair, replace, retrain, and restore that awesome combat capability. It is a difficult job with a myriad of challenges, not only to provide the essential services necessary for a ship, electricity, water, sewage, internet, but also to ensure sailors and families are safe, secure, and have help to address whatever challenges they face. No organization in the world is like the United States Navy. We're not a business, we're truly a family. Though at times we may seem dysfunctional, we are fiercely committed to each other and helping each other be the best versions of ourselves. We work hard throughout the organization to develop mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and even financial resilience among our sailors. The men and women of Naval Station Everett commit themselves every day to helping generate and sustain combat power through our security, support, and resiliency missions. It is not difficult to grasp a sailor whose family is well cared for, who is financially sound, and is provided the necessary support will be able to focus on mission success. The final piece of the puzzle that makes us successful in our local community. Snohomish County, the local federally recognized tribes, the cities of Everett, Marysville, Arlington, Lake Stevens, Snohomish, Mill Creek, Mukilteo, Edmonds, Linwood, and so many others are where our homes, our neighborhood, and our schools are. This is where we live. We are proud to be a part of this community. We are critically aware of everything the community does to support both Naval Station Everett and our broader service. The overall economic impact is approximately $340 million to the local community and nearly 4,000 jobs. The community and Naval Station partnership continues to benefit us both, and I'm excited to see the growth that will occur in the next few years. The relationship between the community and the Naval Station is one of the most robust and positive I've seen in 25 years of naval service. And that is true. This is a very, very special community and a special place to live. I'm deeply appreciative of your individual efforts, and it is an honor to speak today. I know I was given 30 minutes. I'm a man of a few words, and I know some of you have questions, so I would like to open the floor to answer any of those questions you may have. Well, most of them. Don?
What's the status of the ships that are currently at Naval Station Everett in terms of future vessels coming in?
Okay, so what we know right now, as the strategic laydown was done last year, we currently have 5 guided missile destroyers here at Everett. We are going to get 2 more next year. We know that for sure. If we talk about year 2022, 2023, it looks like we may have as many as 8. What they're doing right now, though, is there is discussions of the new strategic laydown. As I mentioned before, we're going to 355 ships, which means they're building ships, and they have to go somewhere. I'll tell you that Naval Station Everett is in the conversation to receive some of those ships, but that has yet to be determined. So we could stay at the sleepy little base in the Northwest, or we could expand exponentially. Just depends on what Navy leadership and national leadership decides for the area. But we know that we are for sure getting 2 more ships. So caveat that also with, and somebody will likely ask the question, are we getting an aircraft carrier back in Everett? Not right now. The plan is not to do that. All the nuclear maintenance support is down in Bremerton, and that's a really, really big deal as far as security and the safety factors involved in doing that. So the Navy made the decision to move all the carriers down to Bremerton and keep them there. But that opened us up to be in the conversation to receive potentially receive these other ships.
How can we, not so much as business owners, but as community members, incorporate military families? I don't really see a lot of them when I'm out, shopping at Costco or whatever. So do they stay in Everett, or where do they go?
Well, actually, like I mentioned, all the cities I mentioned are the ones where we know that Naval Station Everett has people living. I live in Lakes. I happen to own a home in Lake Stevens. So you probably have seen a bunch of us at Costco. We just, it's the one place in the world we can actually blend in. Which, I went to the Middle East and they said, do your best to blend in. And I went, do you not? But yeah, so to answer your question is just support them. Right? If you know of a military family, everybody thanks me for my service, and I do appreciate that. But honestly, this was my destiny. This is what I was destined to do, what I was always going to do. It's not always what my wife thought she was doing, and it was certainly not what my kids voted to do, although they have loved our adventure so far. So, when we leave, we focus on the mission, we focus on the job. We deploy at the nation's bidding, and we do its work. And while it's hard to leave families at home, they really bear the burden. So I would encourage you, if you know of deployed families, just encourage them. Ask them if there's anything you can do for them, honor them, because it's really, without our families at home and without a solid community to support them, we can't focus on the mission. I've left on all 5 of my deployments to the Middle East knowing that everything was taken care of. And I didn't have to worry about anything, and that really allowed me to focus. It allowed me to focus my sailors on what their jobs were.
Hi, my name is Marilyn Sheldon, and I work for the Tulalip Tribe's Charitable Contributions. We have a number of community events that we host out at Tulalip. Who would we contact in order to let the deployed families know that these events are happening?
They can actually come through our office. We have a public affairs officer that we have. We also have a lawyer who has to check everything that we do. But there's a process for us to do that. But we have a public affairs officer. Also, my executive assistant is also our protocol officer, so she can set up a lot of these events and get the required permissions. That part's pretty easy. We can get together after this, and I can provide you some numbers. I unfortunately literally ran out of cards yesterday, so I come unprepared to do that, but I do have some numbers memorized.
So with the addition of all the ships, that means obviously there's more employment opportunities for youth. So obviously the Navy's changed. It's no longer loading big armaments and all that. It's much more technical. So for youth that are in high school or thinking about a career in the Navy, what are, number one, how are we finding enough individuals to fill those slots, and from an education standpoint, should we be telling kids in high school and that they need to be studying in order to qualify for those openings?
That's a really great question. I find that our youth are well prepared, honestly. We are a very technological Navy, but who's got kids? Yeah, you all know that. I've seen 2-year-olds that can download apps and start playing apps. I'm not joking. It's a little scary to me, but I'm not joking. So I find that they're well prepared, and the Navy's actually very forward-thinking on how to incorporate what our children, what the youth of the nation right now know. For example, our explosive ordnance disposal teams, they have robots that go in and they check out the area and they check out potential bombs, and then they use robots at times to disarm those bombs. It used to be a big joystick box. Well, they cut all those wires and they wired in an Xbox controller to control the robot. Because we're adapting to our workforce, right? We're adapting to their abilities, we're adapting to their strengths. So the biggest thing they can do is focus, study. Right? We have a myriad of jobs in the Navy. I mean, we have hull techs that work on the hull of the ship to people who run the electronic systems that put missiles in the air. So all of that technical job training can happen. I mean, as far as to get where I am as an officer, that you have to go through college. So if that's their goal, there's ways to do that too. There's ROTCs, there's service academies. They just have to focus on their studies. That's the biggest thing, and not doing silly things that could get them in trouble. That's another big thing. But I find, to answer your question about how are we finding people to do that, we're an all-volunteer force, and the Navy in particular, as the nation gets away from the landside wars and goes more to the maritime and power projection, as other services are drawing down, the Navy's actually drawing up, and we have needs in certain rates, like the nuclear rate. You have to be able to take a battery test and prove that you can make it through nuclear power school. It's the toughest school we have in the United States Navy, because it's all physics, it's calculus, and it's kind of an arena where we can't make a mistake, right? So, with that said, the Navy has always had zero nuclear mishaps. We've had none. In the entire age, the nuclear age, we've had none. And that's how well we run our programs. That's how well we screen our people. So, our recruiters actually have an easy job right now, which is nice.
Good morning. At such time when a member of the service decides to end their service and become discharged, what ways can we help incorporate their transition back into the community with jobs and training as a transition? Is there a formal process, and can we learn more about that?
We do actually have what we call a transition assistance program, where that our Fleet and Family Service Center runs right over here at the Smoky Point Complex. Everybody's required to go through, and there's an executive level for people like me that have been in more than 6 minutes, and then there's the folks that are getting out. So it's as basic as, how do you wear a suit, how do you tie a tie, how do you write a resume, how do you interview, how do you sit, how do you speak. We do that. We're doing a much better job of that now as far as the community involvement. We also assist them in job searches, right? So we teach them how to search for jobs and like I said, how to interview. So when they contact you, some of them are very, very well practiced, and some of them are not. I don't know how I would do it. Some of them, and they're all excellent. So how to tie into that process, we can talk afterwards, and I can get you in touch with guys that stand right in the way, with my personnel that deal with that. All right, that looks like all the questions. Thank you very, very much.
Boy, this has been one heck of a morning. I tell you what. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate your service. I know you get told that a lot. I get it. Our nation is really unique in the world, obviously, but in a big way, we've just seen this morning in a couple different events here. We're a volunteer force. I mean, go somewhere else. Where's our nearest competitor? Right, they're compelled. It's not the same. We're a volunteer force. Our military is held up by volunteers. So, sir, we pray for you, and we pray for our nation, and we thank you for your service. So let's just give the commander another round of applause. All right, you're a great audience. Let's move on. So we're gonna transition to some of the normal chamber things. We're gonna invite new members to come down here to the front. If I can have, please, representatives from Vintage at Lakewood Seniors, Blossom Solar, Bindi Hot Yoga, Earthwise Pet, Grand Canyon Education, and Gardens at Marysville. Come on down to the middle and I'll meet you there. And you get 1 minute.
Hello, I'm Roxanne Anderson. This is Chelsea Saunders. We are with Blossom Solar. Just a little bit about us. We both met in the nonprofit sector. We worked at Boys and Girls Clubs of Snohomish County. That's where we met each other. But about 2 years ago, my husband and his business partner started Blossom Solar. About a year ago, I left my full-time position to become the office manager. So I do like all the paperwork and customer outreach and everything that's not actually like getting on a roof. And then about a month ago, Chelsea came on and she's our director of customer relations. She's also really been our marketing person. So that's us. But the company, we do residential and commercial solar, grid tied, off-grid, battery backup. We do, these are like technical terms, but we do like pretty much all solar. We do commercial and residential, and we have a telecommunications division, and we also are an electrical contractor, so we do most electrical needs as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to talk to us. We're sitting right in the front.
Okay, so just to get to the bottom of this, if I want solar panels on my roof and I want to start making money from the sun, it comes to you guys. Okay, got it. Good job. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Angelica Reveles. I am the local representative for Grand Canyon University, so I am in the area. I speak to our online programs for business, healthcare, theology, and a big one is also our IT programs. So I visit schools, visit hospitals, talk to potential students to complete their bachelor's and their master's. So I'm here in the area. Once a student enrolls, I am with them all the way through their entire program. We offer partnerships, scholarships with local businesses. So my goal is to speak to that and create those partnerships within our community. Thank you so much.
Okay, so quick question for you too, sorry, but let's say I want to finish my degree or I want to get some other education. Am I committing to starting at a certain time and ending at a certain time, or does online mean I can start at any time in that program and I'm in?
Online, we start, for bachelor's programs, we have typical start dates every Monday, and for master's programs, every Thursday. So we run through the whole entire year. Breaks are then taken depending on the student situation.
Okay. So are you saying every Monday you've got a new class of people starting up? Holy smokes. Wow. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. I am Sarah Martin, and I am representing the Gardens at Marysville. We are an independent assisted living community. My goal is educating the seniors in our area, working closely with my networking partners in the senior industry to make sure that each person can find their way home, whether it be my community, my neighboring community, or find the services they need to stay in their home as long as possible. Yes, I represent my individual community, but my goal is to be a resource to them so they can stay happy and have the best quality of life. With that, I invite everyone to follow Old School Facebook, as my kids call it. We have a lot of events going on. I'm trying to incorporate the community to come into my seniors as much as possible. A lot of them aren't able to get out into the community. The ones that do go through the back gate to Fred Meyer every day to buy things they don't need. The rest of them, we get on our bus and take them to places like Whistle Stop, and we went to Biamontes in Arlington. And so if you're if you're open to inviting a group of residents to come into your community and share that community with them and make sure you have an accessible bathroom, we'd love to get an invite. Along with that, we're inviting the community into us. We're having a holiday bazaar, whether you have a craft or know of someone who has a craft to share, or you just like to come shop. Our residents love being a part of the community in general, so thank you.
All right, great job. You know, just take a second here. Use your imaginations with me. You can keep your eyes open. But right now, can you think of someone, a business, a manager that you know here in the area that's not here this morning and is not a member of Chamber? Just think, who? Who just came to mind? Don't tell me. Somebody came to mind. Why don't you go ahead and invite them to Chamber? Just saying. So we had a new crop of 6 come up here this morning. Your mission is to meet them and get their card and begin to establish a business relationship. If we all do that, more business relationships. So that's a lot of fun. Good job. And thank you, Dave, for doing such a great job hiring people or getting people into the membership. We really appreciate that. Okay, let's go ahead and have showcase tables. Come on down. Daily Realty Group, Fieldstone, Marysville, Sprague Pest Control, and Edward Jones, Lance Curry. Come on down.
Thank you. All right, so I had to take a note here because I can't get this part wrong. I want to share with you guys a powerful statement that I often hear from our leadership group here at Sprague Pest Solutions. We believe if you do your job right, every day millions of people eat safer food and live and work in safer environments. So what that means to me is from the farm to the table where you guys are sitting and you're consuming food, we can help protect that food. Whether it's the small farm that's in eastern Washington or Idaho, whether it's a food processing plant, large or small, all the way to a restaurant, maybe a casino, right? We want to protect that food. Lastly, I just want to say, the best breakfast in Snohomish County. Please give a round of applause for the Chamber. Casino, great food. And obviously, Thanksgiving come up. I want everybody to have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
And he's with Sprague Pest Control, right? By the way, he's got a great table over there, and if you want a fly swatter, he'll hook you up.
I'm Wayne Purdom with Fieldstone Marysville. Where's Angelica from GCU? Yeah. So my daughter is getting ready to graduate from Grand Canyon. This is their symbol. It's called the Lopes Up. It looks oddly like Ozzy Osbourne in concert. That's what I heard at that time. We are a 60-bed secure dementia community that's being built off of North State Avenue between Fred Meyer and 116th. That's all we do. There's 30 different kinds of dementias. Alzheimer's, one of them. If any of you have had dementia in your family, you know how difficult it can be. That's all we do. We take care of people. It's an honor to be here because I believe that what I do and what our staff does is serve families and serve residents and try to make the most meaningful life for our residents. But to be here when the commander of Naval Station Everett is here and think of the degree to which they serve. We do a little bit, they do a lot, but we all serve our community together. If there's anything I can do, if you have any questions about dementia, moms living at home, families living at home, talk to me. I'm not going to try to sell you. If you need a place for them to live, come and talk to me because we do a great job of caring for folks. Again, Wayne Purdom, I've got a table over here with lots of collateral on it. Stop by and talk to me afterwards. Thank you.
Tina Hudon with Daily Realty Group, and I'm the local real estate agent here in Snohomish County and Skagit. If you're buying or selling a home, come see me. I'd love to help you. Believe it or not, it is a great market still, even though it's November and December. I think some of my friends can attest to that. We're still getting multiple offers on homes, so it still tends to lean more on the seller side, but we do have a lot of buyers out there. But one thing I'd like to mention, and I would like to say, is thank you to the Chamber of Commerce and to all of our like-minded business people that are here. I've made some great relationships in this last couple of years of being a Chamber member, and how we network and how well this program works. Just get involved, and it really, I've worked with a lot of you, and we have been able to trade back and forth with referral partners. And I know that there's many of you in here that we'd be great referral partners also. So I'd like to say thank you to all of you and also have a great Thanksgiving. And my son goes to Grand University too, so thank you.
Great. Okay, good job. Thank you so much. Yeah, wow. So my name's Lance Curry, and I have the one of the greatest. Where's Pedro? There he is. One of the greatest Edward Jones offices here in Marysville. There's only about 40. That's just Marysville. But let me just ask you a question. You can raise your hand. Who thinks the stock market is high? Steve, who else? Stock market's high. Okay, Steve. He's the only one. All right. So now you can raise your hand again. Who thinks the bond market is high? Oh, we got a believer over here. All right, good job. That was kind of a trick question. I like your answer over there, although I'm not recommending anything. Okay, make sure you understand that. But it's a lot of fun. Don't raise your hand. Who knows how much of each is most appropriate for your goals? Yours, not somebody else's. Your goals. Don't raise your hand, but it gets you thinking a little bit, doesn't it? So that's where I love to specialize. That's what people pay me for. I have a 3-step process, if you will. It's pretty basic and pretty simple. I try to do everything I can to find out what's important to you, first off, and what makes you a financial household, and where do you want to go someday. And then thankfully, I've got Edward Jones because I can now use established processes to build a personalized strategy to help you reach those goals. And then the greatest part, Ken and I were talking, and some others and I were talking, is we partner together for life. And we just keep you on track. And so we just have a lot of fun doing that. So I would love to serve you. If you have questions, that'd probably be a great place to start, and give me a call. So thanks for your time this morning. All right, let's move on. All right, now we've got open mic, roving mic. So at this time also, I just want to call people that are going to do a raffle prize. Go ahead and start gathering your stuff, I think. Yeah, start gathering your stuff and come on over eventually there to the staircase. At this time, though, if you have an announcement, a chamber member who has an event, sale, or announcement they would like to make, please come up front. Also, anyone who uses Roving My Time gets to do a kudos or testimony for another chamber member company. You'll get to put an additional business card into the drawing and win lots of stuff. Kim.
Good morning, Lance. Kim Thompson with Prime Lending, and I just wanted to invite everyone to come down to the Marysville Opera House this Saturday evening. It's going to be for the Linda Ronstadt Tribute Band. Seroptimus will be there serving your beverage of choice, and so it's $10 to get in. Doors open at 7, and music starts at 7:30. So come on down for a great local place to visit and have a great time and support the Seroptimus. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Alicia Delegans with Seroptimus International of Marysville. We're gonna stick with you for a while, I guess, today. Anyway, I'm here to thank all of you for your generous support for our auction in October. We raised a significant increase in funds, which was wonderful. I mean, and we're talking significant, that will allow us to provide greater support to individuals and organizations within our community. And a lot of this is due to your help and assistance in that process. So thank you so much, and we greatly appreciate all of your support. Thanks, and have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jody Runyon. I'm Director of Engagement and Outreach with the Marysville School District. And like others this morning, I do want to thank the Commander and all of our Navy personnel for your service. We proudly serve many, many, many families from U.S. Naval Station Everett and have a very positive working relationship, and they've got a great school liaison, so we're thankful for that. Also, as you noticed this morning, we have an awesome NJROTC program that is earning accolades, and we've got students doing some really amazing things through that program. What I wanted to call your attention to this morning is On February 11th, 2020, we are going to be putting in front of our community a capital levy measure to rebuild 2 of our schools, Liberty Elementary and Cascade Elementary. Liberty was built in 1951, Cascade in 1955. Those schools have served our community well for decades, however, they are tired. So we will be putting in front of our Marysville and Tulalip community for their consideration a capital levy. Capital levy is different than a bond. I'm not going to go into it this morning because of time, but if you would like more information or a presentation, feel free to reach out to me or contact the school district, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you so much.
Okay, don't go anywhere. Hold on. All right. So you mentioned the NGROTC. Did I say all that right?
Yes.
Was that who our color guard was from? The NGROTC?
Yes.
And what school were they from?
So they are housed at Marysville Pilchuck High School, but all of our high school students are eligible to participate.
So what grade level were these students in? They're in high school. Those are
9 through 12.
And so they actually are high school students coming here early in the morning. I didn't know if those were real Navy personnel or not, but those were high school students here from Marysville. Oh, that's great. Okay. Do you is there any way that you know of offhand that we can be supportive of them and or of that group, that organization? I don't know if you want to say anything about that.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's what the commander talked about today too. Just supporting them. They do a lot of programs, come in and see their parades that they do. Again, like I said, they've won lots of awards. We had a student this last year, he's actually at the academy, and I want to make sure I get it right, but he got a full ride scholarship to the prestigious Naval Academy. And, we're just really proud of our students.
Thank you very much.
Hi everybody, Nate Hansen, First Financial Northwest Bank. I'm going to start off a question. Is there anybody here that doesn't already know Robert Alvarez from the Beef Jerky Outlet? He seems to be a very sociable, friendly kind of guy, everybody's chum. I've been in the process in the last couple of months of putting together a little welcome to the neighborhood package. I'm located on 172nd Street by Dick's Sporting Goods, where we've got several hundred apartments about to come online. And we're trying to put together kind of a welcome basket. I've been contacting Rob to try to get some information from his business in our packet. We missed each other a bunch until I finally got to just swoop up some stuff on my way home. Included was not only what I had asked for, but a whole bunch of beef jerky and some good stuff. I gotta tell you guys, elk jerky is delicious. I have had a coworker, 2 friends, and a family member pop over to the outlet since, all rammed and raving. So I just want to give a big shout out to my buddy Robert. That was a really generous thing you did for us, man. Appreciate it. If you guys have any gift giving needs coming up, we've got Whistle Stop, we've got a couple of other great businesses in town, but Beef Jerky Outlet would be one I'd recommend. And if you're in any way, shape, or form inclined to try to get in front of some of these new houses coming online, feel free to contact me to get in on our welcome packet. Nate, First Financial Northwest Bank. Thank you again, Robert.
Lynn Reed with the Whistle Stop Sweet Shop in Marysville. We're really excited to tell you that we're expanding. We're putting in a party room and pizza and that kind of stuff. But what I want to do is give a shout out to both Sarah and Wayne, who are working with our elderly in the community. It's a really hard conversation and a hard situation families go through when they're dealing with their parents, their grandparents. They're dealing with dementia. They're trying to get together and decide what to do. It would be much harder to go through if we didn't know that we have Wayne to set up their housing and take care of them and love them and care about our community like he does. So I just want to give a shout out to Wayne. Thanks so much.
Good morning, Jay from Washington Federal Bank, also known as WaFed Bank. Based on the demand that we've been getting from a lot of businesses, we're continuing to do our shred event. So bring your documents that you need shredded through next week, and then starting in December, we're working with the Marysville Food Bank and 80 locations they have, but WaFed Bank's one of them, to collect for the food bank food and toys for the community.
John Kelly with John Kelly Golf. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for your service in the military, and welcome to the new businesses. Another shout out, State Farm twins. Unbelievable. we were talking because they're doing our homeowner stuff and all the other stuff that's involved with our, we got a lot of stuff. I kind of figured that out. We got a lot of stuff. But then we started to talk about my business structure. And years ago, when I opened my business a couple years ago, the same thing that I got from a lot of other insurance organizations was, we don't have a taste for your business, is what they would always say. Because I'm a little unique in my indoor golf instruction facility with the workout facility combined to it. But they were able to dig through the trenches and found some stuff. And not only were they able to find something, but they were able to cut the fee of my insurance for my annual amount in half. I know, that's like, what? So in today's world, that's a big thing. And thanks so much for the State Farm Twins. Have a great day.
Hi, I'm Denise Sheldon. I am representing Tulalip artists. We are having a bazaar at the Tulalip Youth Center, December 7th and 8th at 6700 Totem Beach Road. The hours of operation will be 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come on down, shop for some Christmas gifts. Everybody's welcome.
Okay, where at? Where'd you say that was at again? Okay, Tulalip Youth Center, December 7th and 8th. There we go. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Jim Colin, Marysville Toyota. On Saturday from 10 to 3, we are going to conduct a airbag safety inspection event for anyone that owns a Toyota. Now, that's what we're doing. But I would like to tell you, and I'm going to make the assumption that everybody got here in a car. You did. Well, the airbag recall affects all makes of automobiles, not just Toyotas. The industry supplier is a company called Takata. They had some issues with their airbag. So no matter what you drive, you should check to see if there is a recall on your vehicle. The time to know that is not if you get into an accident and that airbag happens to deploy. This recall has been going on for well over 3 years now. And we as manufacturers are struggling to get people to come back into the dealerships and have these airbags replaced. It's free of charge. So no matter what you do, go to find out that there's places where you can research your VIN number. Get that airbag replaced. We want everybody to be safe, not hurt when you're in an accident. Be aware.
I think we've got some stuff to give away now. Wayne, come on, follow me up here. All right, we're just finishing up getting the bucket up here, so I'm going to hand this to you about 10 seconds or so.
So a little gift box from the Whistle Stop. Steve put this together on his birthday for me. A little bit of wine, Whistle Stop fudge, and some Montana Huckleberry products.
It's not sugar-free.
Greg Kenahan from Max.
Hey everybody, I'm Rhonda from Coastal Community Bank, and I happen to have 2 tickets to the best Christmas pageant ever, the musical, which will be at the Red Curtain Performing Arts Center in Marysville. So 2 lucky people, and it's a great family show too, so you can always buy some extra tickets too to take the whole family. So let's see, Joanne from Village Concept Grandview Village.
And by the way, if you didn't know that, the actual play is actually called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. That's the name of the play. So it's not just a venue. Good.
Chelsea from Blossom Solar. We just have one of our coffee cups here in a Starbucks cup. We just want to say thank you guys for welcoming us into the chamber. A huge shout out to Tina for just welcoming us and getting together and going over everything with us. And as a little gift to everybody, we would just like to extend an offer of whole wholesale solar to anyone who's part of the Marysville Tulalip Chamber. We have Dom from Puget Sound Energy.
Come on up.
Thank you again. I am Sarah from the Gardens at Marysville. I have a little bucket here with a Lowe's gift card inside that says the gift of home. And one more thing is we're having a cookies and card exchange, so watch Old School Facebook for that too. Sandy Phipps.
Sandy here. Sandy here.
I'm Michelle Armstrong from Citywide Home Loans, and we would love to take care of your home loan needs. Thank you. Candy jar, Christmas candy jar filled with candy.
Hi, I'm Nancy Denny from Citywide Home Loans as well, and I'm here to serve the community for any home loan lending needs, be a specialist. I have a little holiday candy dish.
Dwayne Lanes, Sean Rome.
Sean here? There he is. All right. Good job, Sean.
Good morning, Lance. My name is Ken Kettler, and I'm here from the resort and the Tulalip Tribes. I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving coming up next week already. You can certainly tell by the weather and my throat that winter's upon us. So we look forward to doing lots of activities the next month or so here at the resort. We have Jefferson Starship tonight in the ballroom. We have MMA fights in January. February, we got Michael Bolden coming again in our showroom. So great entertainment lined up with wonderful restaurants. One of those restaurants, one of my favorites, Blackfish. So we have a $60 food credit for Blackfish. John Kelly, PGA.
Good morning, Donna Wright from the Marysville Historical Society, and we invite you to visit our museum. And on December 1st from 11 to 3, there is a craft fair there, and you can have your picture taken with Santa, so bring your children or your pets for that. And I have for you the famous historical photos that may look like old calendars, but they're quite interesting, and a packet of Christmas cards, because it's almost time to start sending those out, right?
You said that was December 1st from 11 to 3.
Correct.
Christmas pictures. Oh, somebody lost.
No.
Actually, this is the winter property, right?
Marysville Toyota Gym.
Steve Reed here with the Whistle Stop Sweet Shop of Marysville. This is a sample package of the gift packages we can put together for your employees or for your clients, your family, friends. If you're on your way to a party, it's a good hostess gift. We've got wine in it, we've got our homemade fudge, we've got Huckleberry products from Montana.
Huckleberry products, AKA jam, Huckleberry jam. Huckleberry coffee? No, Huckleberry scone mix.
And the winner is Eric Shaw.
Huckleberry coffee for you.
Sometimes that happens when you're doing it right.
I'm Eric. My wife isn't here to steal that one, so that will actually go home with me today. I'm Eric with 4-Day Fireplace, and we have a lovely bottle of wine. Scientifically, a cozy fireplace in your living room will increase the romance level in that room by 10%. If you're not privileged enough to have one, I brought you wine. Aaron Bale.
All right, Aaron.
So, good morning, Kim Thompson with Prime Lending. In 1995, my husband and I moved here to Marysville after he finished his tour being a nuclear machinist mate with the Navy. He had served on both Trident and fast attack submarines. So I thank you so much for your service. I know the sacrifice that you make and the families. My firstborn son was born while my husband was deployed, and my second son has now put out an album, and on that album is a song called Soon Enough, and it will bring you to tears. So as the spouse of a Navy veteran and a child of a Navy veteran, I love and support our veterans. I worked for the federal government for 15 years. My last place of employment was Naval Station Everett when it first opened. I was working for Admiral Center the very first when Navy Region Northwest moved up here as COM Nav Surf Group Pac Northwest. So I'm very familiar with the Naval Station and the growth that it's had, and it's just awesome to see our Navy family supported by this community. I am a VA loan specialist with Prime Lending. One way that we say thank you to our veterans is we do not have any lender fees on our VA loans for them. So if you know somebody who's a veteran and they're looking to buy a home, you can have more than one VA loan at a time. Or if they're looking to refinance, VA does go to 90% for cash out. We can help them with some debt consolidation. Maybe they didn't use their VA benefit because they didn't know how to do it. We can help them do that. So Kim Thompson with Prime Lending, Home Loans Made Simple. I have a bottle of wine for your Thanksgiving holiday. And the winner is Jay Skelly from Washington Federal.
Okay, good job, everybody. And last but not least, I am giving away smoked salmon. So, I gotta do this. And the winner is the Gardens at Marysville, Sarah Martin. Okay, Dom, I'm handing it back to you. Last chance.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Lance. Good job with all of that. And thank you to those people that have actually brought something to raffle off. In closing, I want to make a few announcements for upcoming events. Let me step away from that one. So a couple of upcoming events. Next Business Before Hours is January 31st, and that'll feature the State of the City and the State of the Chamber. This one is one of those that sells out rather quickly, so make sure you register early for that one. The other announcement I want to make is for the December 5th annual Christmas dinner and auction. It'll be here at the Tulalip Resort Casino's ballroom, and it's also during the Festival of Trees, so it's so well decorated. I hope to see all of you there at this particular event. As you can see, as the PowerPoint scrolls through, there is a brand new 2019 Jeep truck that will actually be raffled off. Everybody who attends actually has a chance to win it. So once again, it's not a bad price, not a bad price. You know, this is that time of year, being right near Thanksgiving. Switch mics. Being right near Thanksgiving, that we all take time to actually give thanks for everything that's happening in our life. I want to say thank you. This past year has been an absolute privilege and an honor to serve as your chair.
And so thank you very much for letting me do that. Thank you to the board for your support. Being the last business before hours of the year, this will be my last opportunity to say that. So I wish you and your loved ones a very joyous holiday, both Thanksgiving and Christmas. Actually,